Hello. Hello. I am Dr. Tranquility of Dr. Tranquility Talks, and today we are talking about conscious dating and relationships. We have some amazing guests for you. We have two, in fact. Dr. Rakeshkumar, who's coming to you with Vedic Astrology and all things Vedic and healing. And then we're going to follow it up with my good friend, Taz, who owns Lifted Teas. And Lifted Teas are these amazing teas that are infused with cannabis and premium alcohol, or you can have yours without. So I'm really excited to have these two wonderful guests on, and we will be right back. Stay tuned. Hi, so we are back, and I'm in New York City. And as you know, in New York City, we have a lot of people and a lot of fire engines and background noise. Director of Publicity, Camille Hayes, is in the background. And we're going to bring on Dr. Kumar right now. I am so excited. I had a session with this man yesterday, and it blew my mind. Mm-hmm. It blew my mind. Dr. Rakeshkumar, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you, Lydia?
Very well. Very well. So I have to ask, what was the impetus for you getting into Vedic astrology and healing and all the amazing things that you do?
Well, basically, when we were young in India, we used to go to all holy men and saints. They used to give us discourses, and everything is an act and reaction of a karma. But then, I being a science student, that never satisfied me. I had a quest to help people who were suffering, physically, mentally, and due to circumstances. I knew there had to be something that by which we could help people. So that's when I delved into sciences like Ayurveda and yoga and meditation and Vedic astrology and other things. I knew there were cosmic energies which we could do something about. So the ancient science of Ayurveda was the natural healing system, and astrology, the gemstones, to be able to see the problem first and then give the remedies to people. That's how I got into all this.
That's amazing. Oops. I have a little feedback. Can you hear that, Dr. Kumar?
Yes, I can hear you.
Are you hearing the feedback?
Mm, no, no.
Nope. Okay, then we're good to go.
Yeah,
So first real question up. We have heard that some crystals and gemstones can influence our lives.
yes.
Can you tell us a bit about how gemstones and crystals do, in fact, influence our lives?
Yeah. Since time immemorial, since thousands of years, like enlightened saints, they were scientists, but enlightened people,
Hmm.
beyond, there's a lot of wisdom. And they discovered that, there were planets that controlled the entire creation, the nine planets. They govern the human life and the weather, the circumstances, the age of humanity and the world. So there were the nine gemstones that they prescribed, like the ruby for the sun, the pearl for the moon, the red coral for Mars, the Hessonite for Rahu, the emerald for Mercury, yellow sapphire for Jupiter, blue sapphire for Saturn, cat's eye for Ketu, and so on. So they had these gemstones, they have high cosmic energy, concentrates of the nine planets. And the seven colors that you see in the rainbow, they are the very seven colors that emanate from the seven planets, two others being Rahu and Ketu, which are not virtual planets but have got very high electromagnetic energy. So we are constantly governed our health, our circumstances, family, marriage, career, everything is governed by these planets. Of course, basis the previous birth karma, whatever you have done, you are here to receive the same thing. So they are merely the governors of a karma. So by wearing certain gemstones, we can filter out the negative effect of certain planets. We can boost up the positive effect of some good planets which are weak for us. That's how we can change the shift, the energy. You cannot change destiny, but you can plan your destiny, you can change the cosmic energies so you can get through in difficult times.
That's amazing. So I have to ask you, how do you apply Vedic astrology in dating? We're going to start with conscious dating, and then we'll go into the relationship aspect. But how
Okay.
do you apply? How do you apply what you do? Because my session was amazing, and I found out so many good things in my session without giving away my planets. I
Yeah.
found out that I'm a star.
Basically, there are
Yeah,
12 divisions in a horoscope. And then, of course, when you talk of dating, relationship, you'll straight away come to the seventh house, which is house of partnership and relationship. But when you talk of personal relationship between one person to another person, then the matters of the mind, the emotion, the sentiments, the love, the attraction, sex, these all factors come into the picture. When you look at the business partnership, then there are different aspects to it. Then we look at the finances, we look at the profit and the losses. So then we don't look at the sentiments or the mind and emotions and feelings. Then it's more mathematical. In the
right.
business world, one plus one becomes two. In emotions and love, one plus one becomes one because two people become one when they get together. So
Right.
you basically the moon, which govern the mind, the emotion, the senses, the Venus, and the fourth house in the horoscope, which governs money, your home, and your state of mind. So there are different concepts which are taken into account for personal relationships.
That's amazing. So if we're going to apply to coupleship, how would
Mhm.
you apply that?
Basically, I would make the horoscope of two people and then do a compatibility. First of all, there has to be an attraction factor. Two people would have to be attracted to each other to remain together. Now, let me clarify one thing. A lot of people, they know each other as friends for a long time. So the
Mhm.
house of friendship is different. The planet, the rules of house of friendship is different. For example, it could be Venus or Moon or Mercury. But when they get together as partners, then the seventh house takes over. So maybe the planet that rules the seventh house is Saturn or Mars or maybe some other planet. So then the
Right.
equations change, the energies change. So we have to see the planetary combination of two people, let's say a Venus and Sun between one person and the other person that attracts each other, or maybe the Moon, the Mars and Venus. So that causes the attraction, the sustainability. And for both the cases, I would want to see the seventh house, which is partnerships, relationships, the fourth house, which is home, harmony, state of mind, happiness, the moon and Venus. If there is a pleasant reciprocation between the planets, that means they would make good partners.
Oh, wonderful. So, what would you say in business? Let's talk about the aspects of the Vedic astrology that you look at when you're seeing if people are business partners and well suited.
Okay. Here again, we see the seventh house because seventh house is principally the house of partnership. How good or bad is the partnership? Some people, they went into partnership, they were cheated, they were deceived. And some people, and then of course, you look at the 10th house, which is the house of business. You look at the second house, which is the house of wealth, which is the whole purpose of doing a business.
Right.
Then you look at prosperity. So you look at what, you can have a very good friend and you say, okay, we're very good friends for a long time. So a person may be a very good guy, but with very bad luck, business with somebody, you ruin the friendship as well as lose all your money. So you got to see
Right.
those aspects. The person's fortune is good. The ninth house, luck, destiny, fate, fortune. The 10th house, business prospect, the money prospect. And then, of course, the mentality of a person, whether the person is reliable, trustworthy, faithful, sincere. We look at these factors, but principally it is the house of business and the house of wealth and the seventh house that you would see for business prospect, whether it'll work or it'll not.
That is wonderful. Well, we're just going to pay some bills for a minute here, and we will be right back with Dr. Rakesh. Stay with us, Doctor.
Hi. Hi, I am Dr. Tranquility for Lifted Infused Teas. That is at LFTD Infused Teas, found on Facebook and Instagram. Lifted Infused Teas are amazing. They are created with premium alcohol and cannabis, so you don't have that groggy, hungover feeling the next day. You know what I'm talking about. They come in an array of exotic flavors, 6 with premium alcohol and 6 alcohol-free. Among my favorites are the mango peach, and one that was created with me in mind, Tranquility. That is at LFTD Infused Teas on Facebook and Instagram. I've got my Tranquilities. Have you got yours?
Great.
Hi, I'm Yarnell, board certified traditional naturopath, and in today's 60-second health hack, let's talk about so-called natural flavors. There's a huge loophole in our labeling laws that allows companies to group together a bunch of secret chemicals and call them, quote, natural flavors. Food and drink companies like to use these chemicals because they have a long shelf life and produce a standard taste across the product. They don't have to disclose what these flavors are actually made from, but you can bet they are not created from real foods or plants. You may have thought you were making a healthy choice by drinking something containing natural flavors, but these chemicals may in fact be contributing to your own health issues. When I have natural flavors, my eyelids begin to peel. That's a bit extreme, but if you've been struggling to get healthier, avoiding chemicals like these in natural flavors may help.
Great.
Sorry.
Hello, Dr. Kumar.
I can see you, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So we're live. Are you hearing static? For some reason, I've got a little bit of feedback on my end.
Yeah, I think so. It's your end.
No, don't exit out. Just click into it and then click this call.
Okay, well, we're gonna roll. It's live radio. We have no idea why it suddenly became staticky. So the next question that I have for you is, everybody is affected with some health condition or other. What are your views on alternative health remedies? And do you see Vedic astrology as being a healing component within the alternative health arena?
Good question. Vedic astrology, when I make a person's chart, I call it the cosmic X-ray. So I can see everything even before any health issue has manifested in the body of the person. So forewarned is forearmed. I can already foresee the health problem that someone is likely to encounter or experience at any point of time, and then subsequently prescribe remedies. Talking of alternative health, like I said, since time immemorial, since thousands of years, as per ancient Hindu scriptures, they mention Ayurveda as the science of healing, the natural science of healing. Many enlightened saints, they discovered the healing properties in certain leaves of certain plants, certain barks or roots or juices, and they had amazing healing effect, like for example on blood pressure or sugar or skin disease or any other chronic problem. And then so that's how the science of Ayurveda came in. The best part is these are all gifts of nature, all gifts of nature. Ayurveda says food is medicine. So, so it all comes from nature and it has no side effects. And then they went on to come on to homeopathy, which are really extracts from the plants and it's preserved in tincture form. But then again, everything is out in nature. You got plants and trees, like you must have seen sometimes a dog going out and eating some grass, because he needs it for his stomach or indigestion or something. Not that a dog became vegan or something. He just decided that, he's going to help him. He's ill.
Okay. So, what would you say to people
The
with
Western medicine.
right? Well, keeping in
It
the
is.
context, keeping in the context of the show, what would you say is different between Vedic astrology and dating and relationships, personal relationships, and other forms and disciplines within the astrological realm?
Well, astrologically, we would see a person's horoscope, every individual horoscope. First, we have to see what is in for the person. The position of moon, which govern the mind, emotions, and the thinking, the like-mindedness of a person. The position of Venus, which governs love, harmony, luxury, sex, romance, everything. And then, of course, the fourth house in the horoscope, like I told you, harmony and peace and prosperity. And the seventh house, which shows understanding between one person and the other person. So these are the principal factors and the planets that you would look for. You would also want to look for a favorable position of Jupiter, which alone has healing properties or even negating the effect of certain bad planets. So you would want to see the position of Moon and Venus and Jupiter. And also no bad planet should influence either the fourth house or the seventh house in a horoscope, meaning planets like Saturn or Mars or Rahu and Ketu, they should not be influencing the fourth house or the seventh house or the first house of the horoscope, neither the moon or the Venus.
That is amazing. So, when you have clients come to you, are they mainly coming to you as individuals for their personal life? We're talking about Vedic astrology now. Are they mainly coming to you for their personal lives, or do you find they come to you more as a partner of a business?
Well, both actually, but mostly, of course, personal life, because individuals come to me for the jobs or their health issues. And quite a few, 70% of them is like they haven't found a right partner or difficulty in relationship. Some of them also refer to jobs and business, but I would say 70% is all because of lack of good relationship or partnership.
Okay. And give us an example, me if you like, just don't give the planets. And why don't you share with people some of the things that we talked about in my reading so they can have an understanding of what happens when they come to see you?
Okay, so let's say a person, uh, either a person got a very good chart, that means the person will make some impression or some impact in the society in this lifetime. That is important because that is preordained destiny. So, and then of course the position of Jupiter and Moon, like in your horoscope, is stupendous, very, very powerful, very good. So people like this, they become leaders, they become uh, important people in the society who people follow. That is one thing that we see. And then, like you have Jupiter and Moon in opposition, I have a Jupiter and Moon in conjunction. So people with, so then of course you see the other planets, which is Venus, Sun, and Mercury. So Mercury is to do with the communications, Venus is to do with media or entertainment or show business. So you are connected there. There you go. That little star I can see over there. So yeah. So you do have these kind of planetary combinations which do indicate success in a particular field, in a particular area of one's life. So you have this a very strong Sun and Mars and Mercury in conjunction, which does indicate that you will definitely do very good. You'll have a good status and good standing in this world, in this society, in this lifetime, and in certain transits, it'll suddenly open a bumper door for you in the particular area. Maybe it's to do with your work, maybe relationships, maybe success in the area that you do, or you may just get a set of call or a contract for something big. But first, you have to have it in your destiny. There are two things that run a life: destiny and time. You have to have it programmed for you and the time when those doors open for you.
That sounds wonderful. So when someone comes to you, do you have them prepare questions prior to coming in? Do you like to read just off what you're picking up?
No, I normally read the chart first myself, and then I ask them certain questions. Like, like for example, let's say as per your chart, you could have been a very successful doctor. You could have been a psychologist, but because your Venus is in Pisces exalted, so your destiny chose you to come to streamline towards media or show business or entertainment or fashion or jewelry. So there are many categories that can come under one uh, many business or job categories can come under certain planetary combination. So then I ask them, what work are you doing? And then I take it from there. And then I speak and speak and speak. And then they have certain questions. Some of them said, oh, you answered all my questions. I have nothing less to ask. Most of them, they use this line because I covered just about everything: health, wealth, family, relationship, children, career, difficult times, good times, when to expect what, the remedial measures, any alternative remedies. So it's a complete reading of every area of your life. So there's practically nothing left to ask after I've done with it.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
I know. I was very excited when I got off the phone with you. Uh,
Mhm. Well, the destiny was yours. I merely read it.
well, thank you, sir. We're just going to pay a couple more bills and we will be right back with Dr. Rakeshkumar. He's out in Queens. Doctor, what's your address?
7011 37th Avenue, Jackson Heights, New York 11372.
Great. And Dr. Rakesh is going to be right back with us.
Okay. See you, sir.
It's on his side.
It's like,
Resave. Next message.
Yeah. It's coming up.
just for interest.
Okay. Okay, we are back. Dr. Rakesh, the background seems to be coming in on your end because we completely muted.
No, there's nothing here. Absolutely nothing. In fact, I can hear from your end. Oh, yeah, there's pin drop silence.
No, it's not on ours, but we'll go ahead anyway. We'll just plow through it.
Uh-huh.
There are no children or anything like that here.
There's
So-
some music picking up from somewhere, I don't know.
Yes, the music is supposed to be there.
Okay.
So, all right, getting on with it. The website where we can send people.
Yes, the website is ishwarcenter.org. I'll spell it out for you. ishwarcenter.org. ishwarcenter.org.
Wonderful. Well, I have to tell you that one of the young people you told me about is
Mhm.
here. She's the
Okay,
director of publicity for the show, and she has a question for you.
absolutely. Go ahead.
Hello,
Hi.
Dr. Rakesh. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Well, I loved my reading the other day.
Mhm.
But as I love astrology. I've been studying tarot. But I think I now have an issue with being so wrapped up into like the divine intervention and synchronicity and just people meeting. I get that tied. Sometimes I get karmic connections mistaken for soulmates. So how do I course correct that?
Oh,
I
you're
know.
asking about soulmates?
I feel like I should only have one, but I've met I think I'm an optimistic. I'm a Libra in triple signs and then an Aquarius. So
Okay. For one thing, lots of people ask me the question, soulmate. That's a very common thing. You could have a few soulmates, people who you interacted with in your previous life. There could be one in some, like a friend, or maybe like a sister, maybe like a brother, or maybe just a neighbor who you interacted with. Their karma with the person must have been very strong. So in this lifetime, you reconnected with the person and they came like friends or lovers or whatever. So you can have a few soulmates, not necessarily exactly your partner. You got muted. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. All the sound went off. Something got muted there. Can't hear anything. Can't hear anything. Lost the audio connection. Can't hear you. It got muted. There's no audio. I can't hear you. It's all silent. I can't hear any background. I can't hear you at all. Maybe I'll leave and then I'll connect again. But I think it's something your side.
Okay, John, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, so we're going to try to use this and see if it'll work
Okay.
and run the interview. Okay, because it's a brand new month that it went out.
Okay.
Okay, so we are here with Tazina Tuna. She is the creatrix of Lifted Infused Teas.
Hello. Thank you for
And you
having
can
me.
find her at Lstv Infused Teas
Yes,
on Facebook and Instagram.
that is correct.
Wonderful. So, sweetie, what was the impetus for you to get into all of this work?
You know, so funny. It started as something fun, but as I learned more in my process, it became something like I was providing a need for something that didn't exist. And that being, you know, we all like to live social lives. We all like to hang out, party with our friends. And that includes drinking alcohol. That includes, you know, eating whatever we want until you get to this golden age to where none of that works anymore, and you're stuck sick all the time, or your recovery is horrible and things like that. So I've been making concoctions since God knows when, but I didn't know that it was going to be something purposeful until I started doing it and learning the effects that it had on you in a good way. So now I can go out and have fun and drink these great tasting drinks and live the life that I used to live, and at the same time, it doesn't poison me at the end of the day. So once I realized that that's what was the outcome, I was like, oh man, my purpose changed. I really ended up just now making teas to fix a problem.
That is fantastic, girl.
Thank you.
And make them so great.
Say that one more time. So because I was such a cognac lover, one of my favorites is the honey mango green tea, which it's not a very strong drink, but it's like perfectly subtle.
and it has honey. It has Japanese sencha green tea, which is very soothing, very relaxing, but it gives you natural energy. And overall, it's just really a mellow drink that you can sip all day. And I think that's what I really wanted, is something that I can sip all day and not have to worry about it doing something to me other than giving me the buzz at once. So the honey mango is my all-time favorite. When I want something stronger, I would say it is the bourbon summer egg, because I love me bourbon. I am a bourbon girl, yes. I'm sorry. Say that one more time. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get the sound. Okay. Say that one more time. I can't hear past this. Yeah, it's like squeaking on my end. Hold on. Can I get headphones? Maybe it'll work if I have headphones. Should I get my headphones? Yeah, that. Okay, now I can hear. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, repeat that question one more time. I can hear you now. Yes. Right. Right. Correct. That was one of the main questions I wanted to answer as I was, making these concoctions. Like, but can I say that this is going to be energetic? The only way to tell is to actually try it out, to keep using the same recipes and finding out what the outcome is. I will say, yes, it's the same benefits. Like, the caffeine level doesn't go away because you add alcohol. The properties of green tea still have those same properties. And what I learned in the process is when you use actual tea, which is the Camellia sinensis plant, it has properties that actually counteract what alcohol does bad to the body. So we all know that there's free radicals in alcohol, especially if it's not, like, if it's cheap. If it's really a real bad, cheap alcohol, it will attack your liver in a way that no other alcohol would. And that's why most times you will get sick from a cheaper alcohol. But what tea does to that process, it will kill off the catechins in green teas, especially will kill off those toxins. So I was trying to find out what people will come back to me and say, I drink these teas all the time and I never have a hangover. And I'm like, yeah, it's tea. That's why, that was my answer. It's tea. But the scientific reason for that is because it kills off the radicals in the alcohol. you don't get that sickly feeling, and you're not getting drunk to a point where you're about to black out, where it's attacking your brain, like, or attacking your liver. So all of this time we had all of these hidden facts in something that's been around for ages and ages and ages. And yes, tea and alcohol is nothing new. They've been combining these two ingredients since the 1600s. But just bringing it back to life now, I'm like, wow, this could have helped me in my 20s so much if I'd have known just these little details. And of course, if you drown it in alcohol, then it doesn't matter what's in the tea. But for all those who don't know, if you make extracts or tinctures or anything with plants, you use grain alcohol to do it. The properties, the alcohol actually brings out the properties in a plant. So if I wanted to make a lavender extract, if I wanted to make a lavender extract, or all those little bottles that you see in Vitamin Shop, that's basically how they make it. So it doesn't disappear. All of that stays the same. Okay, sure. That I could be found primarily on Instagram at LFTD_infused. I also have a page on Facebook, same name, just LFTD.infused. Once you put in the name, it will come up. So just put in LFTD infused with spaces. And my website is still under construction, but that will be LFTD infused, all one word. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Kelly Red Coaching. Okay, definitely. All right. I like that. Okay. I definitely want them to know you definitely get what you pay for. Because sometimes people will see my prices and they're like, it's kind of high for tea. I'm like, it's not just tea. But I want you to know that it's made with quality. Everything is made with quality. I don't believe in skimping or making shortcuts just for a buck, because I wouldn't like for someone to do that to me. I realize in America we have to pay to be healthy, so I have to charge, but I'm going to give you as much quality for that price as possible. Yes, please. I'd love to come back. I have your honey. Can you see it? It's the big one. When I say I take this with me in a little jar, and it doesn't matter what I'm drinking, I just add a little bit and just does wonders. My day is set. Thank you. LFTD_infused tea for Instagram and LFTD.infused tea for Facebook.